Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric.
And I'm David.
And today we're going to talk about Mizzou football and their upcoming game against SEMO. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, and give our videos a whole bunch of likes. Now, Dave, this video is going to be a little different because it is SEMO. FCS program, if you're not familiar with it for some reason, Southeast Missouri State, down in Cape Girardeau. Mizzou's played them every now and again over the past 10, 15 years as the annual FCS blood donor game, and they've been what you expect, just massacres. So really, more than analyzing what it'll take to win this week, it's what do we want to see out of the team. David, we'll talk about the offense.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of things I want to talk about. One of the first biggest key I want to see out of our offense, and actually Connor Bazelak, is I want to see them work on the deep ball. You have the receivers who will probably be able to outrun SEMO. I want to see him practice some of that because what we've seen so far in the first two games is not accurate at all. We need to get our receivers and Bazelak on the same page. If we can get that down, I think it will be a big improvement down the road for us. The next thing I want to see is I want to see how our backups do, especially in the running back position. And honestly, Bazelak towards the end of the game looked like he was limping against Kentucky. So it's also a really good time to look at our two backup quarterbacks. I know, Brady Cook and Tyler Macon. We're fighting it out, and I don't know if they ever came to a conclusion who was our number two. So I know it was a really close battle. So I think it's a good opportunity to give both of those players some reps in a college game and just see what they have, in all honesty. That way, if Bazelak ever does go down for some unfortunate reason, we know what we're getting out of them.
Yeah, I agree with you. With Bazelak, if he's not 100%, I wouldn't even play him. It's like 95%. No, I would not play him unless he's 100% like nothing happened. Just because how stupid do you look if you lose Bazelak for a month because he's trying to battle through something against SEMO? Come on. But yeah, as you were saying, running back, we know what we've got when we watch Mizzou and Tyler Beatty. I want to see Elijah Young get 10 or 15 carries. I want to see Mookie Cooper and Dominic Lovett get extended or a lot of targets, I guess. They both got some looks against Kentucky. So good to see that. I think there's a chance here to get them some extended action and get to some real good looks. Also, it's time to tinker with the offensive line because the offensive line, while not a complete disaster, there's plenty of room for improvement there. They need to work on getting a push when trying to run the football in between the tackles. Now, David, let's talk defense. There's plenty to talk about here. Front six, disaster. They've got to find something. Whether this is new techniques, maybe there's different types of studs or hooks or something that, hey, you know what? We're not so terrible at this. Maybe this needs to happen a lot more often, or you know what? Maybe we just have to blitz a whole heck of a lot. And maybe, looking at linebackers, Aldrich is okay. I am very, very worried about Devin Nicholson and Chad Bailey, the only other two linebackers that play. I would be very interested to see if any other linebackers can see the field and maybe start to take some playing time away from those two. What about you, David?
Yeah, and like Kentucky exposed our defense, and a lot of it in all honesty, had to do with our D line and just the lack of, I don't know if you even want to call it talent, just the lack of what we have.
It is talent.
Yeah.
I'll give
It's
you
really
that.
the lack of talent, like defensively with our new scheme, especially. But I don't think it would have mattered what scheme we have. Our line is getting pushed around. They're not making any impact. They're not staying in their gaps. They're not causing pileups. They're just straight getting blown off the ball. You can't do anything as a defense. Our secondary should be a strength, but because of that, they're having all the time in the world to throw back there. And of course, when the receivers have plenty of time to find gaps, you're gonna not be able to cover everything. So
Yeah.
I
Sorry to interrupt. I have one thing I want to say. Makai Wingo, true freshman. The coaching staff thought highly of him, right? He's getting a lot of playing time. And if a true freshman is getting a lot of playing time as a defensive tackle in the SEC, that either means he's a complete stud or everybody else is not so great. And while they think highly of him, it's not like he's, 5-star, can't miss blue chip prospect. So I think,
and he very well will become a complete stud once he gets the weight room and all that as he continues to develop. It's just a matter of it's what we have. There's no depth. There's no anything right now. Our defense, I think, is 2 years away from being good. Doesn't matter what scheme or whatever you run. That's just a fact.
What I said for the video talking about the Kentucky game was that Makai Wingo getting this much playing time right now is great for a year or two from now, but not so great for this year.
Yeah, so I don't know if there really is a quick fix. It's just a matter of what I really want to see is there were a few blown coverages, especially with our linebackers. I want to see them continue to work with this new scheme, make sure their coverage is sound, and then just do what they can out there. I mean, it's SEMO, so I expect them to honestly out-talent SEMO, but you're not going to see that every game. So my biggest key is to maintain their responsibilities. Everybody do what they need to do. And hopefully, as they get more comfortable with the system, they start to improve. And hopefully we get some improvement with our D-line. Now, we're not going to face another offensive line quite like Kentucky, other than maybe Georgia. Because let's be honest, Kentucky's offensive line, in my opinion, is one of the top in the SEC. So I mean, I think it will be a lot better in some of these other games, but it's still a major concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, prediction time, and there's no drama here. We're both picking Mizzou to win. I've got 48-10. Dave's got 45-7. Same margin of victory. We just told each other that and just kind of chuckled that we picked basically the same thing. For me, the one thing I want to see out of this game is I want to see younger guys, backup guys, getting looks, particularly Elijah Young at running back. And I want to see anybody get some looks at linebacker because Tyler Brady, you hope he can carry the load like he has these first two games, but you can't assume that. If he goes down, this offense is in trouble. And with linebackers, Blaze Aldridge is doing okay. But my gosh, Chad Bailey, Devin Nicholson, just not cutting it for me.
Yeah, I'm right there in the same boat with you. I just want to see our backups. I would actually like to see what our backup quarterbacks can do. Not that Basilak's bad. He's a great game manager, but it really concerns me that he hasn't been able to really hit the downfield pass. So I want to see if one of our backups could do any better with that, because it might be an advantage to us in the future, especially as Lovett and Cooper get more comfortable in our offense. With their speed, we should be able to utilize that. And I mean, honestly, while I love Basilak, I'm not sure he's the answer down the road. It could be someone else. Sam Horn coming in next year could end up taking over. Basilak's accuracy downfield is really concerning to me. So I want to see him. If he does end up playing, I want to see them work on that too. So That would be my key. My other key, and this is more for the fans, is to relax and understand we're in year 2 of Drinkowitz. There's a lot of rebuilding going on. We knew there were going to be some rough games. Like I think in our preseason, you predicted us to lose to Kentucky, which happened, and they made it a lot closer than we thought. Or you thought. I actually had us winning by 7, and they almost pulled it off. So to give them credit, right. Yeah, I did have the score right. Just flipped. So to the fans, I would say relax and understand we're replacing a lot of talent that left for the NFL and other places, and it's a process this year and probably next year before we get to where we want. It took Pinkel 4 years before he had a really good program. So have some patience. I know it's hard, but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you for watching Under the Arc Sports. That's all we have for this preview. Take care.